Welcome to Power Level, where we identify statistics of characters from a wide variety of different fictional franchises. Info ripped from Versus Battles Wiki. This episode, we will be breaking down Zoe from League of Legends. As the embodiment of mischief, imagination, and change, Zoe acts as the cosmic messenger of Targon, heralding major events that reshape worlds. Her mere presence warps the arcane mathematics governing realities, sometimes causing cataclysms without conscious effort or malice. This perhaps explains the breezy nonchalance with which Zoe approaches her duties, giving her plenty of time to focus on playing games, tricking mortals, or otherwise amusing herself. An encounter with Zoe can be joyous and life-affirming, but is always more than it appears, and often extremely dangerous. Zoe has superhuman physical characteristics: immortality, types 1 and 3, regeneration, high to mid, self-sustenance, type 1, can survive in space, magic, reality warping, her presence alone warps reality, dimensional travel, able to travel to alternate realities and universes as well as other planes of existence, information analysis, able to see the past, present, future, and spirit of anything she looks at, as well as the entire lifespan of whatever she looks at instantly, existence erasure, power nullification, sealing, nullified and sealed the darkened in their weapons, preventing them from ever returning to their true form as the concept of their original forms had been entirely erased, with it being unlikely that even Nagakoborus could properly undo this. Conceptual manipulation type 2, able to completely erase entire type 1 abstracts to the point that they are wiped entirely from all history, reality, and memory as though they never existed in the first place. Flight, space flight, energy projection, energy manipulation, power mimicry, able to mimic spells, weapons, and devices used around her, speed amplification, sleep manipulation, able to merge one's mental and spiritual state of consciousness with the previous state of sleep, overwhelming their consciousness instantly and forcing them into a deep sleep, soul manipulation, portal creation, time manipulation, able to merge one's past with their present, as well as reverse time, spatial manipulation, time travel, limited biological manipulation, change her hair color at will, damage boost via more sparkles, reactive power level, battle stars deals more damage the farther it flies, and resistance to gravity manipulation, can completely ignore the effects of gravity. Black holes frequently jumps into black holes for fun, mind manipulation, memory manipulation, madness manipulation, and perception manipulation, reality warping, spatial manipulation, time manipulation, gravity manipulation, existence erasure, biological manipulation, corruption, absorption of life force, matter, magic, and information, and soul manipulation, able to resist the full effects of the void. Star Guardian Zoe has all previous abilities to a much greater extent, plus darkness manipulation. All of her magic is imbued with darkness, able to mask her face in pure darkness. Corruption, able to corrupt Star Guardians. Madness manipulation. Perception manipulation, forced Nico to experience visions of her friends being killed and nearly drove her to madness. Sound manipulation, able to project her voice across space and dimensions. And resurrection, able to bring the recently deceased back to life. For attack potency, Zoe is at solar system level. The power used by the aspect of Twilight to seal the Darkin was a force greater than 1,000 dying stars, capable of preventing Pantheon from destroying Aurelian soul stars. Can hit stars with a paddle to move them. Size of the stars Pantheon is capable of destroying is unknown, and if he is capable of destroying any of Soul's normal stars, including massive stars like Rigel, he, and thus Zoe, would be at this level. Star Guardian Zoe also has solar system level attack potency, at least as strong as her original self. All Star Guardians are imbued with the light of the first star, which created the universe, has hunted down and killed countless Star Guardians over eons, including Miss Fortune's original team, Saya and Rakan. Zoe is massively faster than light plus speed, capable of casually traversing galaxies, multi-stellar lifting strength, capable of jumping rope with a constellation, and unknown striking strength. Zoe is not known to use physical strikes to attack. Star Guardian Zoe has massively faster than light plus speed, capable of crossing galactic and universal distances in short periods of time, can keep up with Star Guardian Miss Fortune, Zaya, and Rakan. Zoe has solar system level durability, able to stop Pantheon's star-destroying attacks, and unknown, likely limitless stamina, able to travel long distances in space, create stars, and play with no sign of tiring. Zoe has interplanetary range, capable of paddling stars such distances, reaching low complex multiversal with existence erasure, able to erase the true forms of Celestials who exist conceptually on a 5-dimensional scale. Zoe has a known level of intelligence, a significant knowledge of the secrets of reality, having traveled to realities beyond human comprehension, experienced the end of universes, and gained extensive knowledge of reality itself. However, at the same time, Zoe is extremely childish and often completely oblivious to the damage her powers cause. Notable attacks and techniques. More sparkles. After casting an ability, Zoe will clap her hands together to deal more damage than a normal basic attack. Paddle Star. Hits a star with a cosmic paddle, sending it flying in a target direction. If she wishes, she can summon an additional paddle to adjust the direction of flight and increase the distance the star travels. The farther the star flies, the more damage it deals. Spell Thief. Whenever a certain spell is cast, such as an item active spell, a spell shard drops to the ground for that specific spell. Zoe is able then to use that spell for herself, perfectly mimicking it. Summoner Specialist. Casting her own or a collected summoner spell grants Zoe bonus movement speed for a short duration and summons 3 orbs that orbit her for a short duration, housing themselves at the nearest enemy and dealing more sparkles damage. Sleepy Trouble Bubble. Zoe kicks a bubble of celestial magic that will deal damage to a target and make them drowsy. Shortly after, the drowsy target will be put into a deep sleep. Forcefully awoken by an attack, target will take more damage from that attack. If the bubble misses a target, it will drop to the ground and create a cosmic trap. If stepped on, this trap has the same effects as the bubble itself. Portal Jump. Zoe creates 2 portals, linking the target areas together. She can dive through it, as well as jump back through it to return to her original location. Both Base Zoe and Star Guardian Zoe are Tier 4B Solar System level. Draven from League of Legends. In Noxus, warriors known as Reckoners face one another in arenas, where blood is spilled and strength tested, but none has ever been as celebrated as Draven. A former soldier, he found that the crowds uniquely appreciated his flair for the dramatic, not to mention the spray of blood from each of his spinning axes. Addicted to the spectacle of his own brash perfection, Draven has sworn to defeat whomever he must to ensure that his name is chanted throughout the Empire forevermore. Draven has superhuman physical characteristics: Master Axe Marksmanship, Fourth Wall Awareness, Damage Boost via Spinning Axe, Statistics Amplification, which is Speed Amplification via his Blood Rush, and Statistics Reduction, Speed Reduction via Stand Aside. For attack potency, Draven is town level, should be roughly as strong as his brother, overpowered Tristana. For speed, Draven has subsonic reactions and combat speed, casually dodge out and cut an arrow, kept up with Riven in combat. For lifting strength, Draven is at least class 1, possibly higher, can throw 2 gigantic axes long distances simultaneously. Draven has town class striking strength and town level durability. Draven has superhuman stamina. Draven has spinning axes as standard equipment, which also gives him hundreds of meters of range. Draven is a skilled combatant and good with crowds, but otherwise has average intelligence. Draven is extremely egotistical, to the point where he is literally friends with himself. Notable attacks and techniques. League of Draven. When Draven catches a spinning axe, kills an unchampion or destroys a turret, he gains a stack of adoration. When Draven kills an enemy champion, he consumes all of his adoration stacks and gains gold. Spinning axe. Draven starts spinning his axe, causing his next basic attack to deal bonus physical damage. The spinning axe ricochets off the target high up into the air, landing at a location determined by Draven's current movement. Draven can hold up to 2 spinning axes in his hands at once. Blood Rush. Draven becomes ghosted, gains bonus attack speed and bonus movement speed. Stand Aside. Draven throws his axes in a line, dealing physical damage to all enemies hit, knocking them aside and slowing them. Whirling Death. Draven hurls 2 axes in the target direction, dealing physical damage to all enemies struck. Upon traveling a certain distance or striking an enemy champion, the axes slowly come to a stop before changing direction and returning to Draven, dealing the same physical damage to every enemy struck on the way back. Draven is Tier 7C town level, which he shares with most human champions. Annie from League of Legends. Dangerous, yet disarmingly precocious. Annie is a child mage with immense pyromantic power. Even in the shadows of the mountains north of Noxus, she is a magical outlier. Her natural affinity for fire manifested early in life through unpredictable, emotional outbursts, though she eventually learned to control these playful tricks. Her favorite includes the summoning of her beloved teddy bear, Tibbers, as a fiery protector. Lost in the perpetual innocence of childhood, Annie wanders the dark forest, always looking for someone to play with. Annie has superhuman physical characteristics: fire manipulation, magic, statusific inducement, can send opponents via pyromania, aura and damage reflection by a molten shield, and summoning with Tibbers. Tibbers also has his own set of powers and abilities, which include regeneration, need to low, self-healing, fire manipulation, aura via Tibbers flame, status amplification, speed amplification via out of combat and enrage, rage power, and berserk mode. For attack potency, Annie is town level. Despite having yet to reach her full potential and master her powers, Annie is considered one of the most powerful mages in the world, so much so that she is considered a magical outlier among other mages, which would put her above the likes of Lulu and Lux. Annie has town-class striking strength, town-level durability, and superhuman levels of stamina. Annie has tens of meters of range with her fire magic, and has Tibbers by her side. Annie has high levels of intelligence, being exceedingly knowledgeable, especially for a child. For weaknesses, Annie is still a child and has yet to master her powers. Notable attacks and techniques. Pyromania. Annie gains a stack of Pyromania when she casts a spell, up to a maximum of 4. At 4 stacks, she gains Pyromania. When Annie succeeds in her next damaging ability, she consumes all Pyromania stacks and stuns enemies hit. Disintegrate. Annie hurls a fireball at the target enemy, dealing magic damage. Incinerate. Annie scorches all enemies in the cone in front of her with fire, dealing magic damage. Molten Shield. Annie wraps herself and Tibbers in a fiery aura, reducing damage taken. Enemies who deal basic attack damage on Annie or Tibbers during this time are dealt magic damage. Summon Tibbers. Annie summons Tibbers to the target location in a burst of flame, dealing magic damage to surrounding enemies. Annie's tier 7C town level, though I can imagine this going much higher when she matures and learns to use her powers better. Ahri from League of Legends. We'll be talking about 4 versions of Ahri: Base Ahri, Foxfire Ahri, Arcade Ahri, and Star Guardian Ahri. Innately connected to the latent powers of Runeterra, Ahri is a Vastaia who can reshape magic into orbs of raw energy. She revels in toying with her prey by manipulating their emotions before devouring their life essence. Despite her predatory nature, Ahri retains a sense of empathy as she receives flashes of memory from each soul she consumes. A young, talented pyromancer from the Shadowfire Temple, Ahri gave up her quiet life when a faction of extremists unleashed the burning horrors of Ashenlord. Now, she uses her fire magic to fight against them, even though all hope seems lost. Owner of the mysterious 6 million point high score in the infamously difficult beat-em up Demacia Vice, Ahri is a force of nature on the retro battlefields of the arcade world. Dashing between bosses before ripping them apart with her 8-bit magic, she's already earned the nickname Queen of the Arcade. Ahri is a charismatic captain who leads a team of both new and veteran Star Guardians from the outer edges of the cosmos. Having experienced the pain of losing teammates in the line of duty, she is viciously protective of her family, and a strong desire burns within her to ensure no one she cares for ever fades away again. These events have also shaped how she approaches other teams and their captains, especially the less experienced ones like Lux. There's no more room for patience and understanding in her universe. Tough love is all that's left. Though that be the case, none are immune to Ahri's own unique charm. Base Ahri has superhuman physical characteristics, an enhanced sense of hearing, magic, life for absorption, self-healing, energy manipulation and projection, statistics amplification, speed amplification via Orb of Deception, fire manipulation via Foxfire, homing attack via Foxfire, empathic manipulation, mind manipulation, memory manipulation, can absorb and consume memories, and perception manipulation, able to cause her target to experience visions and hallucinations. Foxfire Ahri has all base abilities, along with heat manipulation and magma manipulation. Arcade Ahri has all base abilities, along with data manipulation. All arcade champions are capable of directly damaging and destroying the coding that makes up everything. Star Guardian Ahri has all base abilities, along with flight, space flight, resistance to mind manipulation, memory manipulation, madness manipulation, perception manipulation, reality warping, spatial manipulation, time manipulation, gravity manipulation, existence erasure, biological manipulation, corruption, absorption, life force, matter, magic, and information, and soul manipulation, able to resist the full effects of the void. Base Ahri has small town level plus attack potency, can fight on par with Garen and similarly powerful champions. Ahri also ignores conventional durability with Orb of Deception and Life Absorption. For speed, Base Ahri has subsonic reactions and combat speed, able to speed blitz Noxian soldiers and Order of Shadow acolytes, should be comparable to Saya and Rakan and superior to Alistar. Base Ahri has superhuman lifting strength. Even weaker Vestians can lift grown men over the head with one hand with no effort whatsoever. Base Ahri has small town class plus striking strength and small town level plus durability. All versions of Ahri have superhuman levels of stamina. Base and Foxfire Ahri have at least dozens of meters of range with magic. For standard equipment, all forms of Ahri have their Orb of Deception. All versions of Ahri have high levels of intelligence and were able to assimilate into human society in a very short amount of time and trick dozens of men before joining the League. Notable attacks and techniques. Vestian Grace. Whenever Ahri lands 2 ability hits against a champion within a short amount of time, she hastens herself for a few seconds. Orb of Deception. Ahri sends an orb of arcane energy forward, dealing damage to enemies it passes through, and pulls it back to herself, dealing stronger damage on the way back. Foxfire. Ahri summons 3 spectral flames which orbit her for a few seconds. After a few more seconds, the flames home in on nearby enemies. Charm. Ahri blows a kiss, charming a target. As demonstrated in her lore and the cinematic A New Dawn, this attack is not an actual projectile and does not require actual contact to take effect. Rather, Ahri simply manipulates the opponent's mind directly. Spirit Rush. Ahri dashes and fires up to 3 energy bolts that each target one of her nearest visible enemies. Spirit Rush can be cast 3 times in succession. Life Absorption. Ahri can absorb the life force of those she successfully manipulates or seduces, as well as those who are near death or have just died. Emotion Control. Ahri is capable of freely manipulating her prey's emotions, allowing her to quickly alternate between dazzling them with visions of beauty, causing hallucinations of deep longing, and creating dreams colored by raw sorrow, among other things. Foxfire Ahri has mountain-level attack potency, capable of fighting infernals such as Wukong, Akali, and Mordekaiser. Foxfire Ahri has hypersonic speed, can keep up with infernals. Foxfire, Arcade, and Star Guardian Ahri have at least superhuman levels of lifting strength. Foxfire Ahri has mountain-class striking strength and mountain-level durability. Arcade Ahri has small country-level attack potency, can fight on par with battle bosses, comparable to Arcade Misfortune. Arcade Ahri has subsonic reactions and combat speed, comparable to other members of Arcade. Small country-class striking strength, small country-level durability, and has kilometers of range with her magic. Star Guardian Ahri has solar system-level attack potency. All Star Guardians are imbued with the light of the first star which created the universe, comparable to Star Guardian Zoe and Star Guardian Saya. She also has massively faster than light plus speed, capable of crossing galactic and universal distances in short periods of time, comparable to Zoe. Star Guardian Ahri has solar system class striking strength, solar system level durability, and interplanetary range. For standard equipment, Star Guardian Ahri has Kiko, alongside the usual Orb of Deception. Base Ahri is tier low 7C, small town level. Foxfire is 7A, mountain level. Arcade Ahri is low 6B, small country level. And Star Guardian Ahri is tier 4B, solar system level. Garen from League of Legends. We'll be talking about 3 versions of Garen: Base Garen, Warring Kingdoms Garen, and God King Garen. A proud and noble soldier, Garen fights at the head of the dauntless vanguard. He is popular among his fellows and respected well enough by his enemies, not least as the scion of the Crown Guard family, entrusted with defending Demacia and its ideals. Clad in magic-resistant armor and bearing a mighty broadsword, Garen stands ready to confront mages and sorcerers on the field of battle in a veritable whirlwind of righteous steel.
Stay resolute!
Brave guardian of Azir's ancient fortress, Garen is a mighty warrior who charges fearlessly into even the most hopeless battles. He fights for the glory of his ruler and the safety of his people, a powerful, if headstrong, force for justice.
I stand ready.
God King Garen stands as the last descendant of a primordial race of divinities, and the final bulwark against the end of civilization.
He rules his vast kingdom of Demacia with an iron fist, jealously protecting his people as a self-styled messiah, while rooting out and destroying all who would oppose him.
My will be done.
Presumably thanks to his Demacian training, Garen's got superhuman physical characteristics, adept hand-to-hand combatant, and is an expert swordsman. He also has his magic-resistant armor that allows him to face mages and sorcerers. With his in-game abilities, Garen has low to mid out-of-combat regeneration via Perseverance, limited power nullification via Decisive Strike, and energy protection with his ultimate.
Never forget why we fight.
God King Garen has all previous abilities to a much greater extent, plus Type 1 and Type 3 immortality, low to godly levels of regeneration, and the ability to transform into a divine lion. He is able to do light manipulation, soul manipulation, as he is able to summon his soul as a manifestation of his power, and holy manipulation. He is able to make any weapon he holds consecrated. Finally, he has reactive power level, limited telekinesis as he is able to telekinetically control his armor, and limited regeneration nullification as he was able to scar Darius with a wound he was unable to heal as a reminder of his defeat.
I am Demacia.
For attack potency, base Garen is at small billing level plus. A nice fella by the name of The Perpetual over at Versus Battles Wiki did a nice calculation of how strong Garen's ultimate is. He used in-game footage to timestamp how long Garen's ultimate takes from cast to impact, and a Twist of Fate animatic to gauge how high it drops. In summary, it can reach a top power between 1.470 to 174.914 kilotons of TNT and a speed between 275,000 to 3 million meters per second, so yeah, really strong. For speed, base Garen as well as Warring Kingdoms Garen has subsonic reactions and combat speed. In the Legends Never Die music video, he casually reacted to an arrow. Also in the lore, Garen speed blitz a mage from across a room, with said mage acknowledging that he could have easily killed her before she could lift a finger to stop him. He has also kept up with Katarina on multiple occasions, if you know what I mean. For lifting strength, base and Warring Kingdoms Garen is class K and should be no weaker physically than Poppy and comparable to Galio. Also, in the Legends Never Die music video, as a trainee, one of his strength building exercises involved dragging a massive marble pillar around on a chain. He can also hold the world up, but the wiki doesn't accept my edit for some reason. For striking strength and durability, base Garen is at small town class and has repeatedly survived battles with Katarina. For stamina, all versions of Garen are at superhuman level and are able to continue fighting even after having nearly all their life force drained away. For range, Garen has extended melee range with his big-ass Demacian steel sword and has potentially hundreds of kilometers of range with Demacian Justice. Garen has gifted intelligence. As the leader of the Dauntless Vanguard, Garen is a highly skilled combatant, as each member of the Vanguard is one of the most well-trained soldiers in Demacia, and are masters of multiple weapons and boast a wide knowledge of battle tactics and warfare. Garen in particular is widely considered one of the greatest swordsmen in Demacia. Notable attacks and techniques. Perseverance. Garen regenerates health every second if he hasn't been hit in the last few seconds. Garen cleanses himself of all slows affecting him and hastens himself. Additionally, his next attack deals bonus physical damage and silences his target. Courage. Garen reduces incoming damage for a few seconds and bolsters his defenses. Judgment. Garen rapidly spins his sword around his body, dealing damage to enemies he strikes for the duration. Demacian Justice. Garen calls upon the might of Demacia to attempt to execute an enemy. Warring Kingdoms Garen is at least small town level plus, possibly mountain level attack potency, as it has been stated in the lore that he is capable of cleaving mountains. Lastly, Warring Kingdoms Garen has at least small town class, possibly mountain class striking strike, and at least small town level plus, possibly mountain level durability. God King Garen has multi-solar system level attack potency and has fought and killed gods on the level of the God Fist and the God Staff and sees them as lesser beings. He even defeated God King Darius. For speed, God King Garen is massively faster than Light Plus and is comparable to God Fist Lee Sin and God Staff Jax. Lastly, God King Garen has likely galactic lifting strength and multi-solar system class striking strength and durability. Now, let's tier this top lane titan. Base Garen is low 7C small town level, standard for most League of Legends champions. Warring Kingdoms Garen is low 7C small town level, possibly 7A mountain level. Finally, God King Garen is 4A multi-solar system level, actually matching most Star Guardians. Thresh from League of Legends. We'll be talking about two versions of Thresh, Base Thresh and Darkstar Thresh. Sadistic and cunning, Thresh is a restless spirit who prides himself on tormenting mortals and breaking them with slow, excruciating inventiveness. His victims suffer far beyond the point of death, but Thresh wreaks agony upon their souls, imprisoning them in his lantern to torture for all eternity. A cosmic nightmare who worships the all-consuming dark star, Thresh vows to feed the whole of existence to his god, until all matter, time, and thought are erased. His work will be complete when nothing remains, freeing him to finally leap into the singularity and become one with the end of the universe.
Join me.
As the spirit jailer of the Shadow Isles, Thresh has superhuman physical characteristics and Type 1, 7, and 8 immortality. So long as the Black Mist exists, he will be reborn indefinitely. Thresh is a skilled sickle wielder and chain manipulator with his hook. He can rip out and absorb people's souls, and can absorb the souls of those who have recently died. With his in-game abilities, he has statistics amplification through the increase of his offensive and defensive power by absorbing souls via damnation, status effect inducement by stunning enemies via death sentence, force field creation and extrasensory perception with Dark Passage, damage boost with a passive from Flay, and statistic reduction using the slow from Flay and the box. As a spectral entity, he also has intangibility, which also applies to his sickle, chain, and lantern. He got limited telekinesis as he is able to telekinetically control his lantern, flight, magic, and of course, darkness manipulation, being the little edgy boy he is. Darkstar Thresh has all powers of regular Thresh. As one of the strongest beings in League of Legends lore, he enjoys higher dimensional existence and manipulation. He doesn't need to breathe, eat, or sleep, and is as big as stars and even galaxies. He can manipulate time, gravity, size, memory, madness, perception, reality warping, biology, and soul, and chronicity all of those as well. He can create portals and black holes that can erase matter, time, and thought. To travel the vast space and eat stars or whatever he does, he has space flight and dimensional travel. Finally, he has non-physical interaction, corruption, and absorption of life force, matter, magic, and information, which he shares with most overpowered characters in League.
Yes.
For attack potency, Base Thresh is at small town level plus and is comparable to Video Game Donkey.
He even brought in the real Donkey to voice the character.
In the Senna trailer, he was able to battle with Black Enola and Senna simultaneously. Of course, his power can potentially get even higher with the number of souls he absorbs. For speed, Base Thresh has subsonic reactions and combat speed. He should be at least comparable to, if not superior to, Father Ghouls that can tag Olaf, and comparable to Video Game Donkey. He was able to keep up with Lucian on multiple occasions. For lifting strength and striking strength, Base Thresh is at Class K and Small Town Class Plus respectively, as he can easily pull and push champions as heavy as Rock, and Refined Rock with Death Sentence and Flay. For durability, Base Thresh is at Small Town level plus and can get potentially higher as he sips more of that Soul Kool-Aid. He has limitless stamina because he's f***ing dead, and for range, he has extended melee to dozens of meters with his Sight, Magic, and Spirit Lantern. Thresh is very smart and is skilled in combat. He is a master of physical, mental, emotional, and psychological torture, able to exploit even the slightest vulnerability to maximum efficiency, to the point where he can torment living books, magic mirrors, and sentient spells with casual ease. For weaknesses, Thresh enjoys tormenting and playing with his prey rather than killing them immediately. Also, enchanted weapons such as Lucian's guns and all? The heck is that? Are able to harm him. Notable attacks and techniques. Damnation. Thresh collects the souls of dead enemies himself or with his lantern. Each soul collected grows his power. Death Sentence. Thresh throws out his chain, pulling his target towards himself. Thresh can choose to leap to his target while his chain holds. Dark Passage. Thresh throws his lantern to a location, shielding allies nearby. An ally can pick up the lantern to dash to Thresh's location. Flay. Thresh's regular attacks deal bonus damage, increased with the time he spent since his last regular attack. When activated, Thresh sweeps his chain in a broad line towards a target direction. Enemies hit are knocked in the direction of the chains and are slowed. The Box. Thresh summons 5 spectral walls around him. Each wall breaks upon contact with an enemy champion, dealing damage and slowing. Darkstar Thresh is at low complex multiverse level attack potency. Dark stars are capable of destroying all of existence, which is consistently referred to as an infinite number of universes, timelines, and realities, as well as consuming the 5-dimensional realm of the void. Darkstar Thresh has destroyed entire realities before, and it is stated that he has the capacity to consume time, space, and reality. Thresh doesn't even need to use his strongest attack to end the universe, as even his dark matter sight alone is capable of destroying the universe. Darkstar Thresh has immeasurable speed. Dark stars view time not as a linear thing, but rather as an outmoded tool of measurement for living organisms that must be destroyed and are capable of moving in the void. He even stated that to him, space is no impediment, time is an illusion, and infinity is confined. God help us all. Or is Darkstar Thresh already a god? Darkstar Thresh has multi-galactic lifting strength, as he can lift a black hole and swing it around with his hook. I mean, his head alone is as large as a galaxy. Darkstar Thresh has low complex, multiversal, potentially higher striking strength and durability. Darkstar Thresh has no weaknesses, unlike base Thresh. Now let's tier this bot lane terror. Base Thresh is low 7C, small town level, standard for most League of Legends champions. Can potentially get higher with souls. Darkstar Thresh is low 1C, low complex multiverse level, cementing him as one of the strongest beings in League of Legends lore. Welcome to Power Level, where we identify statistics of characters from a wide variety of different fictional franchises. Info ripped from Versus Battles Wiki. This episode, we will be breaking down Kai'Sa from League of Legends. We'll be talking about 3 versions of Kai'Sa: Base Kai'Sa, Arcade Kai'Sa, and Bullet Angel Kai'Sa. Kai'Sa, the Daughter of the Void. I have a confession. I've never played Kai'Sa. I kind of stopped playing League of Legends at my last semester of college. The last champion that I caught the release of was Zoe, who was the champion released right before Kai'Sa. I did get back to playing League recently, and I'd love to play her if I have enough blue essence. But Jesus Christ, why is her early game damage so ridiculous? Like, I play Quinn a lot, and one of Kai'Sa's auto-targeting Qs with no autos deal the same damage as my Vault plus Harrier auto. Do I sound like a League boomer? Probably. Uh-oh. Anyways, let's move on to Kai'Sa's powers and abilities.
Oh, trees. How I missed them.
Like every single other champion in the 3rd most popular Twitch game after Call of Duty Modern Warfare and Just Chatting. That's my favorite game. Kai'Sa has superhuman physical characteristics. Her Void suit utilizes Void energy, which grants her... this is a long one. Mind, memory, madness, perception, spatial, time, gravity, biological, and soul manipulation, in addition to existence erasure, absorption, corruption, and even reality warping, as her suit passively warps reality around itself. The suit also warns her of approaching threats, grants her low to mid levels of regeneration, and allows her to utilize plasma with her abilities. The suit is also able to adapt and evolve to counter threats, such as growing new limbs or reshaping old ones and turning wounds into mouths. This can also be seen with Second Skin, specifically Living Weapon. While on the topic of her passive, she also has damage boost via Caustic Wounds. Onto her basic abilities. She has extrasensory perception with Void Seeker. Her suit is also capable of sending trace signatures of magic given off by living beings. She has speed amplification and invisibility with Supercharge, and force field creation, acrobatics, and teleportation with her ultimate.
It smells like home here.
For attack potency, base Kai'Sa is at city level and is likely comparable to Malzahar. She has fought and killed Voidborn, which should be at least comparable to the likes of Cho'Gath, Kog'Maw, Kha'Zix, Rek'Sai, and Vel'Koz. Take note that Voidborn can be this big. Look at Mini Kai'Sa Dad over there. He's so funny looking. Finally, in her original teaser, she is capable of one-shotting the Rift Herald. Base Kai'Sa has subsonic reactions and combat speed, and should be superior to newborn Voidborn that are capable of tagging Ascendants, Argonian Aspects, and Iceborn. Base Kai'Sa has City-class striking strength and City-level durability. All versions of Kai'Sa has superhuman levels of stamina. Base Kai'Sa has dozens of meters of range with her attacks. For standard equipment, she has her Living Void Carapace, which is symbiotically attached to Kai'Sa. I too would also like to be symbiotically attached to Kai'Sa. Kai'Sa has high levels of intelligence. As a child, Kai'Sa managed to figure out a way to not only survive, but hunt and kill Voidborn, and has been able to do so continuously for a decade. Notable attacks and techniques. Second Skin. Kai'Sa's regular attacks deal bonus damage. Caustic Wounds. Kai'Sa's attacks, Void Seeker, and ally immobilizing effects mark enemies with plasma. With enough marks, Kai'Sa's next attack ruptures the target, dealing bonus damage. Living Weapon. Kai'Sa's symbiote suit evolves her regular abilities based on stats gained from items. Ikatian Rain. Kai'Sa releases a swarm of 6 missiles among nearby enemies, dealing damage. Void Seeker. Kai'Sa fires a Void Blast in a direction, revealing them and applying plasma. Supercharger. Kai'Sa charges and gains movement speed. After charging up, Kai'Sa gains bonus attack speed. With Living Weapon, Kai'Sa also gains invisibility. Killer Instinct. Kai'Sa dashes towards an enemy marked with plasma and shields herself.
Thick skin always wins.
Arcade Kai'Sa has small country level attack potency. She can fight on par with battle bosses and comparable to other arcade warriors. Arcade Kai'Sa has subsonic speed, small country class striking strength, and small country level durability. Bullet Angel Kai'Sa has solar system level attack potency and is viewed as a threat to Gun Goddess Misfortune to the point that she will need to use her most powerful weapons to fight her. Though EXO stated that Kai'Sa's exosuit is ultimately inferior.
Inferior EXO detected.
Ouch.
It is not an insult, it is a fact.
We are going to pretend we didn't hear that.
For the record, I think EXO 1 Butterfly looks cooler than EXO. So yeah. Bullet Angel Kai'Sa has massively faster than light plus speed and should be somewhat comparable to Gun Goddess Misfortune. Bullet Angel Kai'Sa has solar system class striking strength and solar system level durability. Finally, she has interplanetary range with her attacks and EXO 1 Butterfly. Now, let's tier this bottom lane, bottom. Base Kai'Sa is tier 7B city level, which is actually higher than most League of Legends champions. Arcade Kai'Sa is low 6B small country level, which she shares with other arcade warriors. Finally, Bullet Angel Kai'Sa is tier 4B solar system level, which is Star Guardian level actually. Azir was a mortal emperor of Shurima in a far distant age, a proud man who stood at the cusp of immortality. His hubris saw him betrayed and murdered at the moment of his greatest triumph. But now, millennia later, he has been reborn as an ascended being of immense power. With his buried city risen from the sand, Azir seeks to restore Shurima to its former glory. This is the Azir power level, with your host, Freak.
So we'll start with the old Quantic Squad that you were on elimination, or I guess Cloud9 back in the day. You guys didn't make it through groups.
We did not. We did not.
Azir, the Emperor of the Sands. Whenever I play a new game, especially fantasy games, the role I always seek out is the Summoner class. The idea of creating a little friend to help me out is very attractive to me. The Conjuration Tree in Skyrim, the Necromancer from Diablo, Axton from Borderlands 2, and of course, Heimerdinger. I loved the little turret titan even before the rework. I also love sand, that's not sand, so when this champion got released with the Sand Boys, I was stoked. Then I saw the skill ceiling as high as the Exo Spear. Then I saw the pros play it. Yeah, I'll stick to playing Garen some more. Base Azir, first and foremost, has superhuman physical characteristics. I mean, look at him. Do you think that's what a regular old human looks like? Those arm muscles are too fucking big. Base Azir has mid to high levels of regeneration and types 1 and 3 immortality. As the Emperor of the Sands, that's still not sand, he has sand manipulation. In his teaser video, you can also see him projecting some form of energy. With his in-game abilities, he has Summoning with Shurima's Legacy and Arise, Stat Reduction with the Slow from Conquering Sands, Stat Amplification with the bonus attack speed from Arise, and Force Field Creation with a shield from Shifting Sands. Being one of the most powerful characters in League of Legends lore, Base Azir has the usual smorgasbord of powers, which I hate listing over and over. These being Resistance to Mind Manipulation, Memory, Madness, Perception, Spatial, Time, Gravity, Biological, and Soul Manipulation, as well as Existence Erasure, Corruption, and Absorption of Life Force, Matter, Magic, and Information. Galactic Azir has all previous abilities plus flight and spaceflight with his spaceship, Guardians of the Galaxy style. For attack potency, Base Azir is at small country level and was able to casually raise the Shuriman capital city out of the desert while in a weakened state. He should be at least comparable to, if not superior to, Nasus and Renekton. These three kind of remind me of Pokemon Emerald. Just me? Azir views Valmo's power as that of an insect, with Valmo being comparable in power to Baron Nashor. For speed, base Azir has subsonic reactions and combat speed. As an Ascendant, he should be comparable to Groudon, Kyogre, and Deoxys. All versions of Azir have at least Class K lifting strength and should be comparable to the typical League of Legends champion. He can get to at least Class G with Sand Manipulation, as he was able to lift the entire city of Shurima, including the massive Sun Disk at its heart, from under the desert. For striking strength, all versions of Azir has small country class striking strength, as he is able to move the thickest League of Legends champions with Emperor's Divide. Every version of Azir has at least small country level durability, likely limitless stamina, and several kilometers of range with his Staff of Office. Yes, it is actually called Staff of Office. Sounds like what a douchebag boss calls his fountain pen. Azir has high levels of intelligence. Azir is an effective ruler who raised his country into one of the greatest empires on Runeterra before its fall as a result of Serath's betrayal. His combat style involves efficient command of his hand soldiers and can thus be considered an experienced and able frontline commander and tactician. He was also taught ancient knowledge by Nasus and received combat training from Renekton. For weaknesses, Azir can be overconfident and stubborn at times. I mean, have you seen a chicken in real life? They sure can get cocky sometimes. Notable attacks and techniques. Shurima's Legacy. Azir raises the Sun Disk, which functions like a turret. Conquering Sands. Azir orders all Sand soldiers to dash towards a target location, dealing damage to all enemies they pass through and slowing them. Arise. Azir summons a Sand soldier at the target location. When Azir attacks an enemy in a soldier's range, the Sand soldier attacks him in his stead, dealing damage to all enemies in a line. Shifting Sands. Azir shields himself and dashes to one of his Sand soldiers. Emperor's Divide. Azir calls forth a phalanx of soldiers from behind him, charging forward. Enemies impacted by the charge are dealt damage and knocked back. When the soldiers finish their charge, they stand as a wall, acting as impassable terrain for enemies. Galactic Azir has at least small country level attack potency and subsonic reactions and combat speed. He can get to massively faster than light plus travel speed with his spaceship. Every other stat is pretty much the same. Warring Kingdoms Azir has pretty much the same stats as well. Wow, Warring Kingdoms Azir didn't do much for this video, huh? Base Azir is at tier low 6B small country level, which is rightfully higher than most other League of Legends champions. Both Galactic Azir and Warring Kingdoms Azir are at least low 6B small country level, but can get potentially higher. Thank you for watching. Leave a comment if you have any suggestions for characters or franchises you'd like me to break down. Take care and see you next time.